Hey YouTube, LegionxMoose here, and we're going to be continuing where we left off. In the last episode, I finally get to defeat the giant mantis Zoogle, because I lost to him 3 times. I mean, the first time I tried, I was like level 9 and he was like level 43. So I'm very happy that I finally get to defeat it, get my revenge. And the story wise, I think we have to find a ship. Yeah, we have to head to a volcano where the ship was apparently last seen, so that's where we're heading, but I don't know where the destination is. Right, I'm gonna try the door that was locked. If it's not there, then I have no idea. I'm gonna go to the elevator because the closer to the boss fight, that I feel like was more closer to the fire flame crap stuff. Then again, I don't see it on the I don't see where volcano is really, but we can give it a try because like I said, fire gate, and there's okay, all hope is lost. I have no idea where to go. Alright, so I guess we have to go to the mines where we started at the beginning of the level.
Here. Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Well, I'm guessing the Zoogles have leveled up.
Zion mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Oh,
Wait,
that's sweet.
Really?
Yes, really.
And it also sounds wrong taken out of context. I mean, there's nothing here to loot really. It's freaking empty.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law.
Okay, cool, we're inside a volcano. Alright, so this is a dungeon, so I'm guessing at the end of this, there's going to be a boss fight. As always. It's very formulaic, but
So
what can you do with this sort of genres?
We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
Ugh.
You know,
We need to find that starship, and fast.
Huh.
Alright, so Dohalim can vault over using his stick.
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd
That's
rather not
smart.
be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
But then again, I wasn't thinking that he was going to do that specifically. I thought he was going to jump using his stick. As like those
What a rush!
as like that Olympic game where you run and you use a stick to jump over the bar. I thought he was going to do that, but nope.
That's no ordinary enemy I see over there.
Yeah, that's a shiny one. And also, I'm guessing my sword is going to be super useless. Because they're all fire and I can't use my Bankai on them. Let's see.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
I mean, I didn't see the damage that it dealt. Right.
That's my cue. I never miss.
Shut him down.
Do it. Shionne, go for it. Prepare to crumble.
Think we overdid it?
Not by a long shot.
Um,
Lunar corruption. By the power of water. Gemini Aqua.
In a bind?
I'll heal you all. Too shy to come over.
Dragon Swarm.
Here, let me help. Healing
Swirl
circle.
blade.
Into the shadow.
Okay, here I go.
Alright, go. Someone is distracting the shiny one.
You picked the wrong fight.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Yeah, they are resisting.
I never miss!
Take this.
Yeah, they are resisting to it, so it's not very powerful.
Far enough!
Amazing.
Swallow blade. Dragon swarm.
This one's mine!
And of course you would.
Dragon swarm.
Armor won't save you!
Dragon swarm. I'm ready. Kisara. Commander of Heaven. Phoenix
Bam. Hey, bitch.
I feel sprightlier than before.
Gothic
I found
dress.
Equipment.
That reminds me, I need to
Let
go
me
to
take
the
a look
Owl
at it.
Forest again to see what cosmetic they're gonna give me.
This one will be difficult to predict.
I'll take you all off.
Fantastic.
No further.
Get out of the way!
You picked the wrong fight.
No armor today.
Remind me to stay on your
Alright, so they can charge and run at you. But I thought, why they're spinning like that? But they were just spinning to release their poison.
It's over. Dragon swarm. Eternal devastation.
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara!
Radiant light. Force of regeneration. I can handle it.
Far enough!
You're mine.
Well, that was a bad thing. I should not have used her.
Dragon swarm. Slash. It's on. Not today. Take this.
Now you see what I can do!
Dragon swarm.
Come on, Kisara, this is a family-friendly show. No need to say slag.
We work well
There you
together.
go.
Like a finely timed waltz.
No escape.
In a bind,
Dragon swarm. Slash. Slash.
Come on.
Slash. Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Why are you not dead yet?
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
What the hell?
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Okay, so when they were showing us what Dohalim can do, that was the right way. So he can grow vegetation when there's no ladder there. Well, the vegetation we can climb up as ladders.
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
here, have some water.
Well, I was gonna say
Just
then
make
you
sure
should
you
have
don't
brought
drink
some
too
water.
much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shionne? Oh, wait. You're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
That sounded very, very weird. Yay, got some monies. One thing I hear about this button's layout is why the map's square, not the either the option button or the control
This
pad.
one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Because the control pad is like going to the main menu.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall. Nice.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
My head's spinning
I
just
didn't want to put you out.
What our friends for, we can depend on one another.
You're right. I'll bear that in mind.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
look at
it's
that
a very
enemy.
slow fight,
It's
and
shining.
you get 700 XP. I genuinely do believe that fleeing from a fight is much more strategic than just wasting your CP like I'm doing now on this. Because hopefully this is just like a side path. Wait, what?
Guess I misread the landing.
Okay, that was weird. So it was basically a shortcut. That's what it was.
That enemy looks strong. I bet it'll be worth our while to fight it.
It would be, but I'm gonna flee for this one.
Slog with this one.
Come one, come all.
It's a duel of the arts.
Go for the weak point.
Hey, new.
Because they're guarding this, and you just skip the fight. Where is it? Oh no, not for me. Right there for you. Yeah, you just skip the fight, and there you go. The treasure chest is there for you to steal. And you don't have to waste time on it. Ah, shit. Alright, so you can build
This bridge
bridges.
will hold itself together, right?
Mystic
Most
Cloak.
definitely.
Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it?
Well, it's a good thing I fell down accidentally, because I thought I made a mistake. But then again, I was just trying to get away from these.
This one will be difficult to predict.
You have to aim for the bright area on their back.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Earning your death, Doherty.
And tonight's meal is on you. You got it.
In a bind?
This one keeps charging us.
Copy ass that just flee.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it. I'll leave it to you.
Searing flame! Let's end this and get a bite to eat instead.
If I find a merchant or a healing station, I'll try my best to farm, but for now, I'm just going to loot, and loot. Well, forget it, they're just guarding flower, I can't be arsed getting that. Pineapple. A gold gel, that's very, very, very good. And she still doesn't have cure prevention. Which one is it? I'm guessing it's probably the owl mech. Because I doubt it's going to be freaking ice cream.
I don't know when it happened, but we sure are hauling a lot of stuff these days.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. Glad to hear I'm not the only one.
We should probably clear some stuff out. Like our old weapons we're not using anymore. They must be in pretty bad shape by now.
No way. Those are still good as new with a little polishing. If anything, I'd say all our armor's what's weighing us down.
But that armor's also still good once you fix it up. Besides,
So in other words,
better
don't
to
throw
have
anything
too much
away.
armor than too little. You can
Because they
trust
said
me
throw
on
the
that
weapons
one.
away, but you can
Well,
use
what about
your
all
old
these dumb
weapons
old
to
antiques we're lugging
upgrade
around?
it
If we
into a
sell
better
those
one.
off, that should lighten our load.
Simpletons such as yourself who can't appreciate the true worth of such things is how precious art vanishes from history.
Pretty art's not gonna save you in a fight, man.
Stop it, you guys. This is no time to...
All I really meant to say is, you can tell how much we've been through by everything we're carrying around. Honestly, that's all.
Oh.
My deepest apologies. It appears that I may have rather overreacted.
Yeah, I guess it's only natural we'd have so many souvenirs by now. I might have been out of line too.
I guess all this stuff really is a sign of how far we've come together.
Yeah, every little piece is its own treasure, filled with memories.
Or you just don't want to sell it because you get little to no value out of it.
It will be difficult to predict.
Like example, you buy a weapon that's like 1,000 gold, and then you sell it as like you can sell it for 20 gold, which is like little to nothing.
Scoundrels.
So you might as well just keep the weapon and then upgrade that weapon to make it even better.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there'll be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't...
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Well, she got another armor. Oh, that's mine. Oh, that's mine.
Not necessarily.
Is this a shortcut? Here it is. Alright, I see. It's a shortcut so we don't have to fight those golems. Honestly, every big creature I see, I just keep calling them golems. So that's what they are for now. Just golems. Yep, here comes the boss fight. Wait, let me look at the map. Yep, that's their full boss fight. I'm gonna see no, not arts, equipment. I got these two rings that I want to use, but I'm just... Alright, wait, what's your grit? Who has the weakest attack? Dohalim, right. He can take this, and I will take stamina. Wait, what does pierce do exactly? Yeah, but what's penetration? Nah, it doesn't matter. Is that a CP combat point or cure point? It doesn't elaborate. Fantastic. I'm guessing that's combat point because cure point, they're stingy with it. They don't give you nothing. Wait, let's see Rinwell. 390. She's the weakest one, but she doesn't have KO prevention, so I'm going to use that on her. Yep. Let's try this. Because that means hopefully I can spam my attacks more. Oh boy. That's a very big boy. That looks like the fire demon we fought with Ballsack.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy...
Also, people of Lenegus just
figure
dropped
that
this
out
monster
later.
in the volcano.
Thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough,
47.
but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Alright, so it's technically out.
On your toes, everyone.
It's out of the circle. Can't attack it, can I? Need.
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course.
How do you attack it?
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Alright, so I guess if we defeat these, then its health will go down.
I never miss.
Why are these golems all of a sudden very strong?
Glacial spear. Here's evil.
This one's all mine. You picked the wrong fight. You're mine.
Here's evil.
Eternal 17.
Come on, camera. Change. There you go.
You're finished.
I had to do that myself. In case everyone's wondering why the camera is being a little bit of a prick. That's why. Move.
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
I mean, the Ifrit is like not doing any damage or is just being very patient. So that's good.
Wide open.
It won't escape me.
Oh crap, as soon as I said that, I just see that beam of light. Oh, it doesn't go all the way.
Carve through armor.
Why is there no blue thingy charging up?
The fluidity of your movements are simply incredible.
You're mine.
I can't see nothing.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done.
Not today.
Amazing.
Almost, come on.
Astral energy.
Say no more. My turn. Strike.
This one's mine.
Strike.
Take this.
This one's shattering pieces.
Now you see
Alright, since we use boost attack when it has no health, I'm guessing that's also part of the boss fight, not just a separate entity that we have to defeat. That's it, keep getting staggered.
Not today.
There's one more, you're in the frame. There you go.
No further. Swallow blade.
This one's mine.
Dragon swarm.
Switch to offense. Not far enough.
Slice. Swallow blade. Enough done. It's over.
This one's mine.
Swallow blade. They smite with dragon blade.
Crescent moon.
This one's all mine.
Tiger blade.
Ignite.
Do it.
There you go.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
So what happened now then? Okay, I've concluded this guy is just a background.
Leave the enemy's arms to me.
no complaints here.
Okay, that was very good for me to keep Rinwell's
Astral energy.
Say no more.
things on standby.
My turn.
Lunar corruption.
Does it hurt?
Tiger blade.
Now you see what I can do.
Here I come.
This one's do it.
Good.
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
Did it.
Yeah.
Rinwell.
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
I'm literally like very close to the monster. That was close.
Consider yourself finished.
Where is the other guy? Oh, that's it.
Reinforcements incoming! Not a problem!
Oh, damn it.
Take this.
Far enough! I never miss! Hurricane strike!
You picked the wrong fight.
On guard!
Take this.
Going in! Hurricane strike!
Please, someone heal me.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Will this
My
help?
turn.
Hurricane strike!
Smash you.
I guess she was going to heal me.
I'm not done.
This one's done!
Burn in hell.
She gave me the crap version of healing.
Now
Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Not a chance.
Any more elementals? Right, 2 left.
It's over.
Hold on to your arc. Here I come.
Do it!
Come on, Shionne, don't die yet, please.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Here, let me help.
On your knees.
First aid. Don't mind if I do.
No escape. Eternal damnation.
Glacial Spear!
Come on, I can win this gauntlet fight.
In an instant. Impact block. We work well
It's
together.
in the sky, it's
Finally
mine!
time for
I never miss!
That's it. Everyone use your own special attacks.
Burn in hell.
There you go. And laws.
Lunar Corrector!
Wait, what's this?
Benediction light.
Okay, I took some little bit of damage.
Hold on to your arc. Here I come.
Take it.
You're mine.
Alright, this is perfect. The more far away we are from Ifrit, the... Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna say the farther we are from him, the less he's gonna hit us. And this camera not fucking cooperating. There you go.
Going in!
Take this.
One more! Annihilation!
It's on. You're mine.
To the fray!
Eat dirt.
Going in!
Come on, will someone just heal me?
Tiger Blade! Lion Power!
Alright, good, I'm being healed.
Time to shine!
It's over.
Okay, Ringwell.
On guard!
Here I come.
Far enough!
Dragon swarm.
If it's in the sky, it's mine! It's weakened!
This ends now.
Lightning Meteor! Lunar Collision! Lunar Blast!
Heal.
Appreciate the help! Burn!
Take this. I'm not done. This one's all
Lunar
mine.
Corruption!
Not today.
Lunar Blast! Anything in armor is all mine!
Flash. Swallow blade. I'm not done.
Lightning Meteor!
Can't get out of this.
Here!
Dragon swarm.
Roar!
Come on, almost there. Hopefully this will be the last one.
Swallow blade. On your
Major break!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
And please. Because again, very tedious now, me doing the same shit.
Look sharp, everyone.
Arc seal.
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Wait, what?
For you do. Just please stay safe.
I'll heal you all!
How are we supposed to take on
Was that
something
supposed to
so
happen?
big?
I'll handle it. Just
Alpha!
watch and learn. That's enough.
Okay, I guess so.
Go back down.
Oh, really? We just defeated it just like that? Well, that's weak. So technically, I
Everyone
didn't
okay?
even fight the boss. Just
Yeah,
fight his lackeys,
I
and then
think
the
so.
cutscene just dealt with the rest.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah.
At least this one had a
wasn't like the
form
one that
compared to
Almadria sicked
Balzac,
on
which
us
was
either.
all fire.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Well, hopefully, if we fight any more astral beings, instead of fighting the Lakis, we just start off with just him using his sword and killing it outright. Nothing much to buy. I mean, I don't like this attack because it's just like fucking... You're just losing more health. Alright, let's do for that one. I'm sure there was some else around. There you go. I'll just leave her for now. That's it. Oh, another strap.
I'm in good form. I'll crush any enemy with my mace.
Awesome! We've got an avatar.
I thought she just said I'll crush any enemy with my mate.
She leaves naught but rubble in her wake.
What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way.
I wonder where the rest of those lights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city.
Okay, so
An
those
ambush
lights are
on
going to be
civilians
optional
is the
bushes.
last thing we need.
Yeah, optional
Well, no rest for
bushes.
the wicked, right? Though with 1 down
Bosses.
and 3 to go, it sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to flex your muscles.
Against those things? It's not like I have a death wish. Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupidly won't be much help to the cause.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that logic. Sorry.
Bushes, bushes, buses. Right, let's find the Starship. Oh.
Hey, is that it over there?
What the hell? This merchant was just chilling here. Wait. Nope. Buy anything new? Just a great one, I guess. Yeah, in that boss fight, I didn't really much use my consumables. Armor's useless. Very good. Alright, so the Ignis Roar is more powerful. Wait, what? If the Ignis Roar is more powerful, why is it the weakest out of the 3? I mean, you think you can get this one first. But oh well, this one looks more appealing. I just need to find Tierman Water 2nd edition. Even though I lost a
Have you
lot
guys
of
checked
money
your
for that,
equipment lately?
it was worth it because it looks nice.
Alvin?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Oh, at least system works.
3 centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present.
And together we can change the future.
I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alvin.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly.
What would
All
be funny
internal
if we
systems seem
just
to be
checked and he just
operating.
like flew to
However,
Lenegis by
considering how long
himself,
it's remained inactive,
being a traitor all this
I
time.
suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much
Because
time
this
are we
ship is
talking
literally
here?
our last
Starship
hope,
mechanics are
not
not what I call
flying
my forte,
up to
so I'd
that
rather not hazard a guess.
mechanical
So we
planet
just
thing.
gotta sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race
Okay,
ahead,
so is this
or
like
we take due
the part of the
precaution
game
to
where
ensure we
a
have
point of no
regrets?
return? Once I go
I
to
shall leave it
Lenegis,
up
that's
to
it,
you
I
as
can't
to
go
how we
back.
proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shionne and Dohalim.
Well, think of it like
It's
a
worth remembering
vacation
we're
then.
heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Just destroy the thing.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shionne and Dohalim, right?
Well, these
And
are
it's not just
individual
us.
people.
If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. but these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shionne can finally get rid of her thorns.
Right, the mysterious red woman that no one ever talked about or mentioned,
Shionne?
or even thought to bring up.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm still peeved about that story, that plot, I guess. Because it just wasn't even mentioned, and then we got to the final stage, got all the master cores, and now she's suddenly irrelevant. So all this story, after us getting the master core, it feels like an epilogue. Because honestly, it felt like the story should have ended there, but they needed to add more. Hence why the Red Woman is involved in all of this crap. Because if they thought about this story very carefully, they really should have implemented. Oh, shut up!
How could she just?
They really should have implemented her into the story more, but they didn't.
Shionne. Shionne!
Oh, she planned.
It's your thorns? But why?
She planned to go alone, and now her thorns are acting all crazy.
You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your Maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
After all this time being together, she's still being an
Planning to go
idiot.
alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Now here comes the rest of the gang. I wonder what they're gonna say now. She's not all alone, she has friends. Something along those lines to help calm her
Do you
down.
remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I thought for
together
sure
alone.
he'd killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Oh, they're not alone.
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me.
If she is immortal, then is she Niori
I
then?
have no idea why. But my thorns will
But she
never
kept
let me
changing her
die.
name and she forgot who she originally was.
At least not before I'm meant to.
I mean, that's how I would rate the story.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Right, so she'll die once we free her of her curse.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Nice shot there.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my Maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell.
Yeah, so that's why your thorns suddenly activated.
Every day, I feel the thorn's power
Or you
growing
get a bit
stronger
twitchy.
inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
It is supposed to be an emotional moment, because I'm not feeling any of it.
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elfin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says.
Because all these two guys' relationship is that they're always distant.
We can fight this. Fight until the end together.
They're distant when something important happens, they get closer, then they go distant again. It's just rinse and repeat. I've been saying this time and time again. I think after the fight with Almedria, that's when the story for me just went downhill. I mean, Volron was cool,
Shionne,
but of course he's an easy villain to make
it's
cool.
your decision ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
I mean, I'm gonna compare this part to Zesteria because
No,
I think at
you
the end of
won't be
Zesteria,
I'll fight as well.
Mikleo, the Fire
me in as
Shrine,
well.
Edna,
I want
all
to be
of
a
them
force for
pretty
good,
much
not hate.
have to be sacrificed so you can
Me
absorb
too.
their powers
I meant
to
it with
become
all
the
of my
ultimate
heart when I
being or
told
some
you
shit like
before.
that, and then
Neither
defeat
of
the
you
final
are
boss.
alone
That
in
was
this
sad
at all.
because, well,
You guys.
they're all dead and they're like your
And I,
party
for one,
members.
don't believe this venture is without hope.
Mikleo was Soray's best friend.
Shionne is the
Edna
descendant
was
of a maiden from 300 years ago.
She's like a
Given the
tsundere, but
circumstances,
you know, she was
seems
pretty
very
funny.
likely that those
Her
events have
relationship
some
with
connection to
Mikleo.
the thorns. The true nature of
I
which
forgot the guy
imagine
with
we
the
will
wind.
discover as we make our way to Lenegis and
Yeah,
uncover
because
the
Edna
truth
was
of what's
Earth
unfolding.
arts
I
person.
take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible, though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already
Okay,
lost
so
everything
there's
I
going to be a
lost,
loop around. She can live.
and I won't let it happen again.
If they got to do something with the Sovereign, I'm guessing that he's going to die then,
No matter what happens,
or that's
from
going
now
to
on,
be the
we're right here with
the
you.
tug at the heartstrings, I guess.
All of us are.
That's if you want
You
a
are
sad
not
ending.
alone.
You guys.
But like I said, I'm not attached to these characters. The only characters I'm attached to is Kisara because of a huge asset, and Hootle because Hootle is cute. Those two characters I care about.
Thank you.
If any of these characters die, I wouldn't be sad. I won't be sad on the inside or the outside, showing my emotional visibly or just inside crying. It wouldn't happen.
And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you.
The Hootle is so cute.
So let's go. On to Lenegis.
This has got to be like the 8th time she realized that she wants to be with the party members and she's happy. Watch, I bet you once we go on to Lenegis, she's going to be distant. Just like she always has been.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shionne is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend,
Ooh, is he
yes,
lying?
I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shionne doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle.
I'm guessing
in our
like
hands, so many
Shionne,
clues.
Shionne and Alphen,
Yet the complete picture eludes
once
us.
that I guess cure themselves,
So where do her
it's
thorns
going to be
fit
the
in
same
then?
situation with him and
Well,
Niori,
I
because
imagine
we
they
still
must
don't
sit
know
at the
what
very
happened,
center of it
why
all.
he killed those people
You remember
unconsciously.
the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life.
I'm guessing that plot
Well,
will
that's what
come
we all
back into
thought.
play.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shionne in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the
I
world
still
they
haven't
once
figured
thought
out
to be
that
true
riddle
is but a
that
mere
the
facade,
gesture
I can't
gave
help
me,
but seek the truth.
or the bard.
Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
I really have to talk to everyone. Ugh.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shionne's going through, you mean? Still. Even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shionne wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shionne doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shionne what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of
Well,
the
I
kind
hope at the
everyday
end of the
things
game that
we
you
all
both of
take
you
for
have
granted.
sex. The
And it's
ultimate
not
form
right.
of skinship.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams. But a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
And we get to hear Law's obnoxious voice.
Did you know?
You mean about Shionne?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though.
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together,
At least
there's nothing
now
we
we're
can't
in the
handle.
end game.
Shionne, the world.
Hopefully.
We can save
So
everyone.
Lennigus will be our
And I
final
mean it when I say
destination.
we, Alvin.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey,
And hopefully the
you're
story
the
will be
expert on what my
over.
dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shionne. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point. But I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
And Rinbell.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shionne's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good.
The greater good.
But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way, but over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shionne's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Okay, so Shionne will be our last one to talk to. I mean, we haven't talked to Dorothy. Actually, we did talk to Dorothy, I just forgot. He was the first one we talked to.
Hey.
Everyone else
you
get a
all
comic
right?
book slideshow. She gets the full cutscene to herself.
I seem to cause nothing but worry.
I mean, it's pretty much because, you know, she is
As much as I try to look like I
the
have
main
things
focus
under
of the
control,
story.
everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
Huh? Well, that's funny.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me.
I'm pretty much sure he said that you were a friend before Deadheim.
I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about
this
us
scene
as
really
you
looks
would
nice.
any other people.
Like the panning out.
Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that.
So
I didn't
it
want to
nearly
die
took
and lose you all.
literally the
I
end
also
game.
didn't want to live if it
It
meant
took
you would all
nearly
die
the end
in my place.
part of the story for her to be like, she now has everyone.
Shionne.
But then I realized
Or her mental block has
I'd
finally
only
been
really
broken.
been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Honestly, I'm not going to criticize the story. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut
Thank
when they say these type of things, because I just feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over
Remember what
again.
we learned back in Calaglia?
Unless something
There's
major
no
happens, I'll
wall
speak
so
my mind.
high
But
that
right now,
we
I'm just going to
can't
shut up.
break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
But I will say, if she has another moment of doubt, self-doubt or whatnot, I'm just gonna zone out
Everyone
and
well
not give a
rested?
damn.
Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Okay, is it gonna say like and like, do you want to? Oh. Okay, I guess we can take off. I thought it was gonna say like, make sure you done all the side quests before you can leave. Blah blah blah.
It's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
I know you just assigned a
Speaking of which,
gender
Elfin,
to a ship.
This bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
FALNEITZ.
Huh?
Now she is quick.
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
We'll take it.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
I like it because it has owl in it like Hootle.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the FALNEITZ.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
Okay, so talk to Jitsu and find out a loophole around her
All right.
thorns without killing her.
Let's go.
Sounds like a plan. And they all died from the G-force. That looks nice.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
Well, funny from my perspective, it
From
does
up
look like a
here,
painting.
All the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective.
Yeah, trust
Kinda
me.
makes the
Look
differences
at YouTube
between the
videos
Renans
of
and the
the
Danans
size
feel
of different
pretty small
suns that we
too,
have in the
huh?
solar system. You feel real small.
How much longer
Or the
until
size
we
of the
reach
galaxies
Lenegis?
and all that crap.
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The Starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
Okay, so you're gonna be the
In
helmsman.
that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
She said zest. Alright, talk to her first.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen?
Well, that's if the
Was
game
it
lets
something I
us.
said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? Would that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am
I mean,
glad
if he
that
got
it's
his
this
memory,
century that you
if he didn't
finally
lose his
woke up in.
memory, his 300 years
What do you mean?
slumber
With the
will
amount
be
of
like 2
fighting we've
seconds
done,
for him.
We would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but Alphen.
Then again,
you
when you
recall
wake up,
back
he's
to
gonna
what
be
it
in
is that I
shock,
said to you
just like he did when he
back when
learned
we
his
left
memories
Menancia?
about Naori
the
and all that
dream
crap.
of coexistence and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now. And those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Well, it's very doubtful for you to look the other way considering we're going to enter a new place which has been isolated from the Danans for like 300 years. Or more than 300 years.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
The owl made
I
that
never
face
said
like
I
I'm
was scared.
making.
I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy
I
memories.
hope that the architecture for
I've had
Lenegis is
thorns
a
my
lot
whole
better
life.
than
For as long as I
Legion
can
and
remember. They called it treatment. But
Menencia.
in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something.
I mean, it's not total
If I have to
loneliness.
sacrifice
You just
myself
want to
save
touch
the
someone.
world, so be it.
Like for me, I
I'm
wouldn't call it
sorry.
loneliness because I can still
I
talk
didn't
to my
mean to make
friends.
you relive
It
that.
doesn't mean that I want to touch them every now and again.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
But
Are
she's
you
talking
crazy?
about
Why would you sacrifice your life
in the sense
That's
of a friend, not a
exactly my
sense of a
point.
lover. I understand that she's
Why
talking
should
about
you
lover
have to give up
perspective.
your life
That
just
she
because
wants
you
to
drew
touch
the
someone she
short
loves.
straw in the destiny stakes?
But
How
a
is that
friend
even
or
right?
family, well, I said a friend.
It's
I
that
understand that
logic
she's
that's
talking about
used to
family too.
justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own
But I
lives to
I don't
save
think it was
everyone
stated that
else's
she
either.
had family.
If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world
If they
from
did, then that was
destruction,
just glossed over.
then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shionne. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to.
I
It's
wonder
the
how many
only hope
bosses
we have of
we
things
got
ever
left
changing.
that we have to go
Yeah,
through before the
you're
last
right.
one.
No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any
Well, I guess
other.
it's gonna be in
Tell me,
Lenegis. Are you going to get your
You
white
two
suit?
have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less.
The one that was
This
shown
trip
in
will
the
probably mean facing up to
opening
some
of a
difficult
month
emotions.
before a month
Doesn't that
timeskip
frighten
happened.
you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you've finished looking around the ship.
Right, you're the last person I talked to.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning.
So they still have
As a
a
lord,
superiority
Dohalim must have been
complex.
pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being
I thought it
used
was
to exploit
destroyed.
Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
I mean, that's why you said
The red woman's got a lot to
that
answer for.
Alphen destroyed it.
Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shionne, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you
Well,
think
let's hope
anyone
our
realizes
starship
that
will
we're
get
here?
jacked when we need it, when we defeated everyone.
We may not
And
have
return
received the
back
royal
to
welcome, but I doubt our entrance went
Dana.
unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
Now you just jinxed it, Rinwell.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
Forbidden
I
stuff.
don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case,
What does that
changing
mean?
the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shionne's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shionne and Dohalim used to live.
As I can go back to the volcano.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Okay, so the infrastructure is destroyed. Now why does that child look like he's going to jump off? Well, this wasn't what I was expecting to see. Or is it because the thing opened up? Is that why it's like this?
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Oh, someone remembers him.
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Stop being nosy and
Trust me.
tell us.
The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
That's the woman
No.
that screamed she won't forgive him.
Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine.
Wait, so did
I
he kill
understand.
her brother
Just don't
or
say
her
I didn't
lover
warn you. And take care
or
of yourself.
her dad?
Okay,
Her.
Dor?
No, father. I should have said father then. I wonder if we are
So
going to
who's
see her.
Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking
I
to
doubt
Shionne.
the civilians will
We
know
can't
about
have
the Red
a bunch
Woman.
of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by...
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
We don't have the time to stop a chat, but we've got another skit.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that probably sounded weird, huh?
I'm guessing Lenegis is
Not
like
at
some
all.
sort of a weapon.
Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shionne. I'm sure we will.
Right, let's talk to this hunchback dude.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know.
And
We
they're
have
going to
no
follow
choice
that.
but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
No, at least we got our #1 fan.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Where else do we need to go? Let's see what this card is saying. Nice talk to you.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Need to know basis.
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Oh, he got defensive real quickly though. Maybe he does know something.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
Oh, she knows a different way.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters.
Okay, so she doesn't know for sure, but it's an entrance to somewhere.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think
So
that
everyone
info
here
would
is
easily find
ignorant
its
of
way up
what
here.
happened recently.
Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah. That one guy even said Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The
No one
Sovereign,
knows.
of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shionne, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign.
Yep, so one rules all.
It would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point,
Why'd Volron
I no
need to
longer
declare?
know
I thought
what
we
to
killed him.
believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
I was just gonna say, did Volron win it, but I guess not.
Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with
I thought
Volron
it disappeared
at its center this
along
time?
with
Could that be what's causing
the
all this
astral
strange
energy.
activity here?
Just
Wait
like
a
what happened
second.
to
You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you?
Ballsack.
The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A Maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction.
Yep,
Let's
we
go
were
find it.
literally was talking to her a second ago.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Well, she has been unnoticed throughout the whole story.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld. and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renin society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renins in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware.
So we get to know more about the other lords if
which
we
means
choose
they should
to.
be more inclined to talk to us.
Let's just add a side quest.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me
Yeah,
curious.
unfortunately you can't
Is
do
there
it,
special
Law.
training to master?
You look like a kid and your voice is annoying.
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be
I guess
old-fashioned,
Kisara can do
Bonus
it.
points if you speak in a
Shionne
way
can
no
do it
one
because
can
she's stoic.
understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me,
And
it'd be
Dohalim
quicker to
is a
just
lord.
come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can
And
barely
maybe
understand a
Hutel
word
can
you're
do it.
saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Oh, and we can't see what pose they're doing. You know, I guess we might as well hear what these fun boys got to say about the lords. Fan boys or fan girls. Balsif. Erwolski Cheldilis. Yeah, just call it Ballsuck.
Yes!
So he cares about his own
Yes.
people, but he's a brute.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
But I wonder what they're going to say about Almadria, because she is psychotic. So she's Dohalim's fangirl. Well, that was quite a lot to read.
To spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she could. Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
I mean, it's a good thing that I just can't be bothered to read it out loud. I'll be wasting my voice, so I'll just read all this stuff in my head. But I do understand what they're saying, you just have to get a gist of a few key words and then you know what they're saying. So Gunner Bell. So he cares about the interest of his people other than Dana interest.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However,
So there's no one in
in
this
my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
because Danans wasn't in the best interest of Rena.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or...
Pardon
Oh,
me.
she looks pissed. Almeria, of course. Okay, so she's a feminist. Got it.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
Sheep meat.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And this is Volron's fanboy.
Okay. Ah.
Okay, so he's like a poor, a lower society.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
A lower person in society that
when the Lord of
rose
Haros
up
changed so abruptly.
in
Didn't you have
status.
any doubts that something suspicious was
And
going
I can't
on?
move.
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything
move.
at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the lords were all people, too. Balsif and the
We're
others,
dead, all
they
people,
all had
but
their own
it doesn't.
circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
It doesn't
but
make what they
still,
did right.
Just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I
Well, so
guess
far out of all the lords,
what I'm trying to say is-
Almadria
You're saying
seemed
that
like
they
a
weren't bad
monster
because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters.
because of the witch burning, and she turned all of them into
Even if
hollows.
they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Renwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being
I mean,
a
we
Renan
didn't
doesn't
see
make
all
you a
of the
bad one.
lords do something that
I think
despicable
that's
apart from
something we've
her.
all seen.
Shionne and Dohalim
But I'm guessing that's
definitely
gonna
make
get
a good
brushed
case
aside.
for it.
Just for this
And I'm
plot
going
to
to
make
keep
sense.
doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Yeah, you got monies. Okay, where to now? Treasure.
What's this thing?
Yeah, we finally got our hands on grape gel without buying any.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Zesteria, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
He's dead.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelegion, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Doe.
Faria.
Oh, there she is.
Faria? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already.
She looks calm.
Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to
Okay, she's
secure
not
your
calm.
position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
And that kept him mouth shut.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Oh, there's a creepy lady. Like I said, she looks like a phantom or some sort of ghost. I mean, her eyes are all black, like she's some sort of a bug.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
So does that mean that she is dead?
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our past.
Again, I thought this was
I am
elaborated
no exception.
back in Menetsia.
Before, back in Menencia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne.
There you go.
Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menencia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
And this is his depression arc. See, yeah, we came from that way and we need to go this way. Any treasure chests? Yes. Oh, child is hurt. Or probably dead. Nothing there, nothing there. A chest. Tofu.
What's this thing?
Oh, is that the guy, that stupid, exquisite guy who likes eating food? He wanted tofu as one of his ambiguous ingredients. Because I think he said something about white and fluffy. I know tofus are white, don't know white being fluffy. Never had one.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
And Tarnigan is the one that you killed.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Right, so her lover.
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menencia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnigan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord.
Well, do you really have to kill each
Tarnigan had
other?
fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Well, I remember in the flashback, he just tapped
Ptarmigan
him
was
with
no
the
match
stuff.
for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
No, there's something
How
else
could
in
I
play.
tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away,
Yeah,
though.
but what
It
did
is
he
exactly
do
the
that was
same.
so dirty?
Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shionne's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shionne. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, that's Avikir.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways.
Oh, he's supporting you since day
Helped me
one.
keep going more times than I can count.
But
Maybe.
so this
I
is the
still
inn.
wanted to say thank you.
Anything to sell? Nope. Yeah, nothing, no consumables. Yeah, so diamond is the new armor. Any new weapons? Makes you think why I've even freaking bothered to buy that or to make it. What the hell is this? Like a freaking blunderbuss cannon. Famous cannon that belonged to a man thought to be immortal. Most who fire it themselves are bound to blow away by recoil. Alright, so I just need resources to buy these. I mean, that would be funny to see her using combat, but I don't think I'm gonna make that. And I still don't have resources to build him a cool staff. What's this damage? 2-6. Nah, that looks cool. That looks like a face, but it's armor. Yeah, so if we fight Zoogles here, then Indomitable Gargantuan. Yeah, so hopefully we get to find fight Zoogles. So I got enough money to buy this one. But I don't think it's worth it because not much in terms of stats boost. I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
I see a med.
Potato. No more item drops. What's this? Yeah, sure, why not?
This looks perfect. Guarantee.
Alright, let's see what's behind this door.
Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, that was quick. There you go.
I am Lord Dohalim of Helden Menencia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Laura.
If they want to fight, they got one.
Why do these guys have to be so annoying?
Its armor's so strong. Be my guest. Eternal devastation. Coming through.
And of course the game changes my target for me.
Scarlet Inferno. On your astral art.
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Wait, someone using dark arts? Come on, let me freaking dodge.
In a bind. Glacial spear. Pierce evil. Freeze laser.
Eat this. Dragon swarm.
Radiant blade.
Rotating pile timer. Take this.
I'm all stuck now.
Dragon swarm.
Dodge.
Radiant light. Take this. The flaming side is yours to be let free.
There you go, this should be enough to defeat him.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Will this happen? Not far enough. Fire in the hole. Healing circle. Perfect move. This one's mine. Do it.
In an instant.
The shield is gone, so it's the guy with the gun.
Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
I guess so far the difficulty the enemies I'm struggling with are
Those
just
soldiers
knights.
seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that.
Well, so these are the remnants of Volron's brainwashing
Maybe someone
soldiers.
doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
Well, with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Oh, Mantis, we defeated your brother back in Renner. But how do I get there though? Alright, this way.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Dragon swarm. Swallow blade. Here I come. Elusive being. Now we'll take this. No further.
Yes, you use it on one of them. That's it, use all the solar blades. It's so satisfying to use solar blades.
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Do it.
There you go.
Look sharp. My turn. Start up.
Toki, Toki. God damn it, that son of a fish wolf. Come on, you think you can freaking interrupt me? Come on, let's go. Come on. Now I'm gonna use it on you.
Scarlet Inferno! You're mine! Dragon form! In a vine?
Good, I think that vine hit both of them. And it doesn't matter because we killed them.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Oh, we got Dark Main.
It'll take more than that to break my shield.
Actually, you know what? No. I have a good reason why I'm not gonna fight it. Because XP is not gonna be worth it to fight.
Sometimes a retreat is the best strategy.
Unless there's gonna be one mantis that I have to fight that I can't avoid, I'll fight it, but the ones I can easily avoid, nah.
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Oh, they've got green apes. That's not very good. Again, I'll fight you one at a time. Right, good. Easy fight, divide and conquer.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Alright, I'll fight this one since it's out. It's in the way. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can flee.
No further. Dragon form.
Because luckily with this mantis, it's not going to summon more Zoogles. It's just by itself. So it's not going to have the luxury of, you know, other Zoogles helping itself.
Armor won't save you. Behold, the Earth pulse.
Come on.
Tectonic vision. Resonate with the Earth. Take this.
Cool.
Here I come. Dragon form.
I mean, this is going to be a long fight, but I'm just going to keep in mind how much XP we're going to get.
I'm nearly done for. Not today. No further.
I mean, so far the Bankai I'm using, that seems to do a lot of damage. I couldn't do a counter attack. Can I do a counter attack? Yes.
Take this.
Oh, Joe holding me deaded. Come on, good. Who am I attacking? Oh, he's going to...
Keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
I'll leave it to you.
Rage.
Swallow blade. Elusive deity. Here I come. No dawn shall break.
Dodge, dodge, dodge. There you go.
Behold, the Earth pulse.
Well, it's almost dead now.
Tectonic vision. Radiant pierce.
Yeah, it's almost dead. Thanks to Kisara's shield.
Healing circle. Not today.
There you go.
In an instant. Impact block.
Right, I said that took about 3-4 minutes. Let's see how long it
Quite
XP.
necessary when creating weaponry.
Yeah, still says not worth it. What's in here? Right, there's a... There's a pineapple. Well, I'm gonna use a big brain and just escape and steal everything.
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
I won't fight just for the sake of it.
Well said, Kisara. Red sage. Get a lucky pebble. Excellent. Come on, follow me.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Boy, it's called Force Duster. What kind of name is that for this type of monster?
Leave the agile ones to me. Rending you apart. You're finished.
Well, right, there you go.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. A comfortable win.
Man, follow me. But you just need to be patient and level 40. And the money is yours. Healing station? Nope. Oh crap, where are we now?
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we.
Why does this
I thought
area
this
look
was
like a
Sovereign's
boss
own-
fight? It's too round.
Alphen.
What? What, you the Sovereign and Maiden, I think you to open it.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting.
It looks like a portal.
If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
Alright, so when the new Sovereign takes
What?
with the current contest, the other Sovereign previously loses its power or something? Ooh, memories.
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you. And I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway.
I use her words against her.
So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
Why does voice audio sounds
like
awful?
them. Like the other Renans.
Is it because of my headphones?
How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people.
That sounds fine.
If we didn't see the humanity in each other.
That dialogue sounds
So I
fine.
suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
So she kept her promise.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to. She looked exactly like Shionne.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shionne. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shionne, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those, reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover
Yeah, I'm
the
guessing
truth of
this
what the
is
ceremony really
how
was,
we're gonna find
I'd
out
also
about
like
his
answers
blackout.
about your thorns.
What happened
Alphen.
That's not all.
in
This whole
between the
time, we've been
blackouts?
fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp.
Yep. A boss
After that last
fight's
illusion,
coming up
there's
soon.
no telling what could happen in here.
Well, let me just quickly save. Damn, 30 hours. Can I just... Yeah, I can. Right, I'm gonna save again, and I'm gonna end it here. So yeah, a lot has happened. We finally found the Starship. We named it Owl. I forgot what the original name is. and we finally arrived in Lenegis. So this feels like the end game, of course, because we're in the final area. I still don't know who the final boss is gonna be. I'm thinking it's gonna be the red woman, since she finally came into the picture at the very end. Maybe we get to save Shionne and get rid of the thorns. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you think of the video. Make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.